Hello fire people, I'm Melanie Florence and this is Hot Tea for the Soul, Love Edition, the weekly hot tea for the fire peeps. So, I have been reading tarot for 25 years. I read the Greenwood tarot. I do personal readings. If you're up for one, I do them as a video. I can send them out to you in 24 hours. So, I am going to give us the weekly hot tea, see what's going on for our love this week. So, you might be looking at this because you've got a lot of fire in your charts, or you're looking at it because of your spirit and your passion and your soul. They're our fire, our things, our lust, our desires. All right, they're our fire stuff. So, I really love this deck, Tony Carmen Salinaro. It appeared over the last year. And what better to start a Valentine's read with, right? Let's see what we've got, fire peeps. As the seasons of life turn, remember your life and your experiences are driven by invisible wheels of love. Life is an eternal ocean, and death and rebirth and the rising and the falling are the same wave. Attached to every ending is a new beginning. The seasons turn. All right. So it's taking all of your experiences. They do make you who you are. You know, we get to a spot and we're like, oh, we've done all of this stuff, and it does make you this being, right? And that's your eternal love. All of these waves, all of them came together to make you who you are today. I'm going to give us one out of the this Earth Magic. Let's see what the Earth Magic is. I usually do cards from the Australian reading cards, Australian Dreamtime cards and the Wildflower, but not this week. So purification. Wow, these sort of work together. Like, this is a bit of a purification. This is like the rain, letting it flow through, letting it wash away what the was. You know, we get this time of the smell and the cleanliness from the rain. It's this beautiful spot where we can see it all revive. You can see it all alive. That purification with the rain as it comes in. Sometimes you need to let it wash over you. Go and dance in the rain. So, it was Chinese New Year this week. So, we're not just talking about Valentine's Day. When we talk about the reading, like I'm going to do the Greenwood reading, I am going to talk about love. We're going to do that. And I'm going to do singles and partnership readings for individuals this week. All right, so we're going to do that a bit different because it is a bit different this week. A lot of things have coincided together each of these weeks, right? Okay, so I'm going to give us one from... what is it? Untethered Soul. The Untethered Soul. What have we got? That one. Okay. Energy doesn't get old. It doesn't get tired. It doesn't need food. What it needs is openness and receptivity. Okay. Experience your energy. Experiencing energy. So it doesn't get old. We renew it. We rest sometimes, but it's just waiting for you to open it up like a pop open a can. Okay, and I'm going to give this one from the Buddhism reading cards, which I've had forever. I didn't know I had for a long time. That's an interesting thing to say. Ooh. Okay, fire peeps, what have we got here? Unconditional love. To love means to cherish, to be compassionate, to be of service, to be tolerant, to be wise. Venerable Master Hsing Yong. Unconditional love is free-flowing, positive energy. You can only feel this love by expressing it. The more you give your love unconditionally, the more your heart is able to connect with this pure, nurturing, universal force. Love is the essence that sustains lives. Cultivation card. All right, so that says to us we can, you know, I've always thought it's a well. You know, it's sort of a never-ending well. You sort of have it and you can dip in and you give it out and it gives back. My nephew the other day is like, love doesn't break. I'm like, oh, somebody can break your heart, but love doesn't break, right? You've got this eternal of everything we've known. So this is talking about, you've got a purification, you've got an eternal of everything we've known, everything we're conglomerate of who we are to get here, right? And an unconditional love to keep pumping that out. You keep pumping it out, it's a spring, it keeps pumping it out, and you keep pumping it out, and it keeps coming back. That's that rebirth, death, rebirth thing, all right? So, I'm going to do us a Greenwood reading, fire people. I'm going to turn it down so you can see it build up. And we're going to talk about love. Let's talk about it this week. And let's focus on what that energy is in our Valentine's reading. I did a self-love pick-a-pile. There's 3 piles of decks in there. So you could choose from the troll in the cup, or the pear bear in the cup, or my little woodland nymph maybe. And they're all three very different readings. So if you're looking for something that's self-love, because that's about self-love, and that's sort of why I came to this channel. That reading came to me, that self-love pyramid, as I was doing this. So it was instrumental. I don't know why, that it's a self-love journey. You know, you've got to look after yourself so that you can look after each other. If you love yourself, you can unconditionally give to everybody else. So if you're looking for that, I'm also going to do a partnership read. So I'm going to do a hot tea. I'm going to put that out after these. So let's go down and do the Greenwood reading. Thanks for being here. All right, so let's see what the present state is for what's been going on this week. What goes on with love this week? Present state. Whoa, blasted oak. Oof. Right, so bang, lightning energy. We start this with passion and power and breaking away from something and change. And change is just not imminent. This is right in the present state. This is breaking away from old thought patterns. This is breaking away from old everything's that you've been attached to. And you can see this is like the spirit has already jumped, the limb breaks away, and the tree and the foundation are fine. But this is the blasted oak. So this is like lightning, passion, power. And it's going to drive away. It drives away. This is like, bang, kapow. Things are happening. All right. Things are happening. Things have happened, probably. It's sort of, that's the tower in the Rider-Waite deck. The blasted oak, that energy that's just like nature, a force of nature. It's a force of nature. And the next card is your spiritual mediator. It's the next energy to meditate on. All right, so this is a transition. Six of Arrows, we're talking about the mind. We've always had a bit of a triumph with the sixth position. So this is really a triumph of the mind. And this is really letting go of something from the past and moving across, away from it in a transition. So you really are not going to, you don't think like you used to. You know that you're a different person. Things have changed and you're not in that position, whatever that was. You're not thinking the same way. And whoever, you know, so if people are trying to call on things from the past, it's like, I am not there, we're not there, something has happened, my mind in transition, you're not there. So this is a massive transition away from something or towards something. That's not always think. So we're moving. There's a massive transition, there's a massive movement inside of you. Okay, the next card, and this is for love. So when we're talking about love, this is sort of like, this may be that everything was blasted away, that your heart got changed. You know, you've cut off superficial stuff because your mind is not in that same spot as it once upon a time was. You're treating love differently. You're thinking about love differently. All right? Okay. So what's your conscious will about love? I was going to do a Chinese New Year with the ox and everything this week, but you know, everything has coincided. It's like the moons coincide with the months, the full moons with the end of month. It's really been big, the way that works. What have we got for love? So, all right. It's your conscious will. What am I consciously thinking about? This is talking about the archer. The archer is trained. The archer is skilled. The archer has all of her arrows in her quiver. She knows exactly what she's aiming at. She's done this before. She knows her breathing. She knows her heart. She knows what she's trained on. She knows what she's got her eye. And so she knows her skills that she can apply to the world. And this is about potential energy. This is about using your potential energy, knowing what your skills are, knowing what your strengths are, knowing what you've got to work with. This is like taking everything that you've been in this transition and knowing that you can actually focus it and aim it and take it to good potential energy and actually apply it to the world. That's what the archer is about. Okay. And so this is also maybe that unconditional love, if we're going to talk about love. You know, you've got all the skills, you've got everything from what you've been through, you've blasted away from this. So if we're talking about love, this is you. You've got the practical skills, you've got everything you know, you've got everything that you've been. You are the warrior to take these skills to the world and use your love and apply it in an unconditional way. All right, it doesn't get old, it doesn't get tired, it doesn't need food. What it needs is openness to receptivity. Okay. So, we're going to go to the source of your power. What's the source of our power? Our driving force. Oh. Whew. So we go from the 6 to the 7 when we go through this transition. All right, so you can be firm in making a transition. When you come out of that transition and you go across this river, all right, and you've got all these arrows in your quiver, what is it? What do you go through? It's like, this is a healing element with the 7 of arrows of our mind. So this is going through all of our insecurities. This is going, where are my weaknesses? What are the things from my past that maybe I am frightened of, that I find myself insecure of? Like, this is a spot where your driving force is like, you know, maybe you have like all of these things that you say, these are not secure things. So you're actually listing through those to work out how to make your heart secure, how to make your life secure. This is a mental list of things. And it's like, what are people saying from the past? What are these skeletons in my closet that are harrowing me? You know, what are people peeping and seeping? And this is standing on the back of some of these as well. All right, she's harrowed by this, but we are in control and we are what we are made of. That first card is the seasons of life turn. Remember that all of your experiences are driven by invisible wheels of love. An eternal ocean of death and rebirth, arising and falling the same way. Attached to every ending is a new beginning. See? As we rotate over with this unconditional love. Okay, so this is listening through your insecurities. You've got insecurities about love. You might have hookups about love, like, and how it is, right? And so maybe it's a good time. I always see this card as a writing list thing. Write down your insecurities. If nothing else, to get them out so that you can burn them and get rid of them. Flush them down the toilet. We've got really convenient ways to do this stuff nowadays. Write them down, burn it, flush it down the toilet. Let go of your insecurities, right? On every level. With love, with business. With business, maybe not flush it, so that you can actually work out what it is that you need to do from that thing. What's the learn? What do you want from that? Well, obviously, that card was coming. This is your unconscious empathy. Oh, the wheel is turning. The wheel of fortune. I love this card. It's about the strings that we hold and the cotton that we let go and the wool that we hold on to, and you know, the pieces that we pick up to put inside of our cloak and what make our colours and what makes our traditions and what we choose to let go of and what's timely to let go and when the seasons change. And so this, you know, the wheel has changed. You know the wheel has moved. Like, you know the wheel has moved on your love. This was prevalent. It's prevalent with this guy, with our blasted oak. You need to be able to see that side of the table. How about that? You don't need to see my frills as much, to be honest. Okay, sorry. Thing on a spring. Okay, so we've got the Wheel of Fortune, and this is your unconscious empathy. What's turning? And look at that. What do you hold on to? What do you let go? And let the wheel turn. Sometimes you're on top, sometimes you're on the bottom, but you know the wheel has changed. Life has rolled on, the seasons have changed. The blasted oak says you've blasted away from old situations. You blasted away from old relationships. You've blasted away from that person. There's been a transition of your mind. In your conscious, you know who you are, right? You just have the insecurities of the wheel churning and applying this to the world and how you're going to do this love. You know, and this is a healing element that we go through when we think about that and we think about what our participation in that is and how we work with all of that. All right, the next card is it's what we need to work on. It's our challenge. Oh, okay. This is fire and air and earth and cups. Everything all in this card. You can see the King of Communication and the Knight of Communication inside of this card. This is your strength. This is your strength of heart. The sun is shining on your back, giving you warmth to be inspired. So inside of this is the challenge to find the strength in your heart. Believe in the strength of your heart. All right? This is a loving, generous card, and it is a communicative card. All right? And so this is about how you communicate this fire, people. How do you communicate your change? How do you communicate your insecurities with strength and love? How do you work with everything you've got now from this break, from this change? All right? So this is a nice, like, working with the strength of your heart is actually your next, your next challenge, the next thing you need to work on. What's your healing element? What's the healing element? Let's see. What's the healing element? Ooh, you got goals, you got dreams. This is wish fulfillment. right, this has got a lot of major arcana up in this. This is like, got some really strong energies, fire people. You know what's in your heart. You know what your goal is. You know what your dream is. This is wishing star potential. What are you focusing on? What's your North Star? What is your guiding star? What is your strength leading to? Why did you break away? What was this transition? What are you aiming at? What are you aiming at? Are you aiming at this star? All right, you are aiming at the star, and wish fulfillment. That is actually your healing element, all right? You can actually make your wishes come true. Keep your guide on your guide. What's your star? Okay, fire peeps, I love this. Okay, the next one. So this is internal wishes. This is internal love, or self-love. All right, one more. Let's go for our lovey-dovey Valentine's week elemental reading. These titles just get longer and longer. It's fun, right? Okay, what have we got? Ooh, so we've got this stability. All right, the King of Stone. So the King of Stone is practical, pragmatic. He's gone through his lists. He actually has got his mind in control. He's controlled all those elements. He understands what these insecurities are about. He's like, I'm going to ignore some of those because it doesn't really matter about my real life now, or I'm going to take action on some of those so that I don't have to worry about those insecurities. He's a communicator. This here is the breath of air, the breath of fresh life, the breath of air. Life, breath of life, breath of life. There you are. Get it all together on one. So this is sort of Gemini energy. This means that it sort of is a very strong manifestation in the practical and physical world is what this card is. So this might be somebody that you know. This could be you embodying this, taking on the love and the drive and the strength of a business or the strength of your heart and driving it forward, and a real pragmatic and expression. There's an expression, and so we look at this and this is the same sort of thing. This is an expression. Right, and so we're going to express ourselves with the strength of our heart, fire people. Okay, so I'm going to do like I normally do. So thank you for still being here. And please hit like and subscribe because that stuff is great. I'm going to do the individual. So I'm going to do them Aries, then Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I'm going to do 3 cards for the singles, and I'm going to do 3 cards for those in partnerships because we've got a Valentine's free, right? Valentine's week free because we should love each other every week, all week. And so let's see what we've got for the individual star signs. You can skip in the comments. I've got the timestamps. If you go in there, hit the timestamp thing, it'll jump you to your star sign, right? So, what do we got for Leo? 3 cards for the singles. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, what have we got as 1? Okay, so we're singles. We're dreaming. This is a dreamy, wishy-washy. You know what? People say this is black and white. It might be the black and white dog. You might be thinking about the white side. You might be thinking about the black dog side. You know, this is also a time of fertile nutrition. Like you can see this egg and you can see this gestation period, and it's this incandescent moment. There's this incandescent moment where you dream of what you would like in a relationship, and you let go of what you let it go with the tide. You know, what was the past, right? Because we're also talking about clearance, Leo. All right, letting go of all those past bits and pieces. All right, letting go. This is, when I talk about clearance, we're talking about, like here I was talking a bit more emotional and relationships. Here we're talking a bit more spiritual. This is like spiritual backburning, going into your personal rainforest, or not rainforest because you wouldn't cut out of there, like, but you know, into your own garden and trimming all the leaves and pulling it back and burning off. And this is about your spiritual welfare, going into your spiritual garden and doing that, right? And working out what is no longer suiting you from after this blasted oak in your, because you've changed and you've had a transition. Because we're going to have a new foundation. And with this horse, this King of Stones, very practical dude, all right, practical, strong, pragmatic dude, we really do have this nice, strong, like element of a new foundation, a new strength inside of you, a new place that you can say, here's the marker stone where things change. Here's the marker stone where I took my strength and I aimed at my pole star and the things that I want inside of my love life and what I want in my love. All right, singles. There. All right, let's go in for partners. Partnerships, people in partnerships. If you are looking for a partnership reading, there will be hot tea coming out directly. And what have I got for the Leos in partnerships? What have I got? 3 cards. 1, 2. One more. And that one, oh, okay. Let's see. Oh, we've got the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups is a lover. She is really quite emotionally attached to her emotional side. She's really able to express herself, express her heart, express her love. This may be you, that you really feel that you're in a spot where you're able to feel like that mother, feel like that loving being, really attached to things. We've also got the shaman, right? And the shaman is the magician, but the shaman is really learning about your exoteric stuff, really breaking into and learning new stuff, really contacting your divine being and really channeling that through to heal yourself, bringing it down divine information, and really being able to connect and manifest with that in the real world. So bringing real physical change and harmonic change into your life. All right, and so the shaman may have been guiding you. The shaman, you might feel that you're being drawn to things that are of a shamanic nature, right? Of a healing, like earth healer nature. We've also got the King of Wands. So this is our fire sign man. This is our fire sign king. This is potent masculine sexual energy. This is drive, this is vigor, this is a guy who really can express his desires, express his is really, and he's a king. He's not a knight. He's not struggling for that. He's really embraced that side of himself, what his faith is, what his passion is, where he's going to be passionate. So you've got here the shaman, perhaps as a healing element between this. It might be you and like this is a relationship, possibly, absolutely sitting there, and this is a healing relationship with the shaman sitting inside of your partnerships, Leo. That's amazing. That's amazing. Embrace the love. All right, Leos, thank you for being here. Please hit like and subscribe, because that stuff does stuff, and I love you to be here. Loving you being here. Thank you very much. I will catch you next week or in the hot tea. All right, so next I have, so go to Leo. We go to come on, Leo, Sagittarius. Oh, it's because I jumped Aries. I better do Aries. All right, so we did Leo first. Now I'm going to do Aries. That's interesting. All right, Aries, let's go. 3 for Aries. 4 singles. Aries singles. That's that card. Okay, the seer. I'm just going to leave that there for a second. So the seer is, really embracing your exoteric nature. It really is spending time, working out what your dreams and your plans are and connecting with the divine, the feminine divine. Oh, there's a wolf. There's a wolf here. So we're talking pack animal. So this knight is really slow and steady, wins the race sort of thing. All right, so this guy is, could be that he's a lone wolf, that he might be being stalked. Or it could be that he's a pack animal and he's really working with pack in the light and the dark. All right, but this is, it could be you. It's literally, this is you slow and steady, working on your money, working on the methodical things in life, more because you are actually driven by a divine energy that is actually more about bringing beautiful, spiritual stuff to your life. This is a divine journey, you being the seer. All right, it might be that you need to watch out for somebody who's being a wolf, but this is also, again, the pragmatic side. This is the spiritual side. This is the pragmatic building blocks in the background and the work you actually have to do and the effort you need to put in to get the things that you want. All right, singles, one more. One more, singles, where we go? For this Valentine's read. Rest your mind. Give yourself a bit of a rest. All right, it's time to just let it all flow. All right, you've got all this stuff that you've spiritually divined, that you really have been involved in and that you've really got your mind on, meditating on, you're really working on your divine element. You're pragmatic and you've been working on this divine element, or you've been dealing with somebody like this who's got a nature that might be two-folded that you've been working on. But this is also, again, that pragmatic everything. What it's really saying today, this week, is rest your mind. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Take a bath. Put your feet up. Have a really great day. All right. So that's what that's saying. Take your time out for your mind. Just rest your mind. You put in some hard work on both levels, in the spiritual and in the physical plane. Singles, Leo, Aries,
Like, it's time to rest your mind. It's just time to take a break. Take a break from it. Okay. So, what have I got? Partners. People in partnerships. Again, hot, hot tea is going to come out. All right, people in partnerships in the Leo, Aries. Just keep your all together, make all these demands. Like Aries. All right, partnerships for Aries. What have I got? One. People in partnerships. Oh, this is beautiful. It's about the home. As you can see, so this is our legacy. So this is a time to think about your apple tree and all the different fruits and all the different pies and all the different conserves and jams and sauces and beer and, well, not beer, like cider you can make. Like, and your home and the legacy and children and what you really love about your home and the stability that you've provided and you've made. This is not the beginning. This is an end point. Not an end, but this is like saying, I love the stability that all of this has actually created, and you've got a nice, beautiful home that you share inside of this. All right, Aries, in a partnership. Partnership for Aries. 1, 2. Thank you. Oh, Judgment. Okay, what have I got here? Unharvest. Okay, these all go together. All right, so you might be sitting in a spot where you are, you know what, these two cards here are talking about the triumphs. This is talking about what you've you sow, what you put in. You can see that. You can see the tree. You can see the fruits of our labor here. Like, and this is a spiritual labor. This is our triumphs on a spiritual level. Now, everybody's going to have people that are sort of watching on, right? And you've got all these people, maybe you feel that there's a judgment time inside of all of this, and that people are watching, and that, you know, or you might be going through a period where there is some sort of deliberation going on. It's really important inside of this card to acknowledge the bear, to acknowledge the judgment and the blessings and everything we see around it, and these strong oaks that are, you know, the staples. But here is our goal, just here, this cave, this aim, and it's really important when we're looking at our home and when we're celebrating our triumphs in our harvest time, that we really do keep our focus on. And this is like don't worry about what anybody else is saying. This is really saying keep your eye on the goal and walk your life inside of that. You get to judge you, and you get to judge where you're at, and that's not for anybody else to judge, unless, of course, you're in a circumstance where. But this isn't telling me that you haven't got a happy home. This is saying your love life is reasonably happy. It may be that other people are watching thinking that they like what the Joneses have got inside of there, and I think you need to ignore anybody who's like watching your life like you're the Kardashians. Right, so that is there, Aries. But celebrate your home, celebrate your harvest, celebrate your heart. Nice. And last but not least, we have Sagittarius. One for the singles. Let's say the whole people. Shouldn't have said singles the whole time. For the whole by themselves beings. 1, 2. Then we are doing a Valentine's read. Let's do it. Whoa, one out there. We shot it out there. Ooh, shut it out. Oh, okay. We've got the big bears out. We've got the big bears out today. We already had Judgment out today. Alright. Oh, alright, singles. This is a passionate card. You might be able to see it is the Lovers. We are talking again a Gemini energy inside of here, which is sort of what we're talking about the horse. What I love about this card is it shows what love is. It shows these two whole beings coming together that make a third energy. They make this third energy that they're bound together, that is created from. So this is that twin, it could be twin flame stuff. You can see the flames inside of it all. This is a potent card. All right, this is like, you know, this is the love of yourself, an eternal love, and this is approaching the world as a lover. You know, this doesn't actually have to be about the other person. This is quite honestly the balance of this is the balance. This is the balance of, you know, of a whole masculine and feminine. Like, this is the balance of your heart. And so this is taking that, applying it to the world with power. We've got two strong penises here. Two strong penises! Then we're empowered. And this is a strength. This is impassion. This is exactly what this is empowered by. It's empowered by our spirit. Spirit is our drive, and our power is actually from our conscious. That's from our spiritual being. Like, it's our passionate. So this is taking that passion and that drive and that power of your love and your lover. All right, but we have the Devil. Now, in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, these guys would appear in this card. And so this is the strength of power. And so this is sort of overcoming the obstacles. This is overcoming your fears. This is overcoming your worries and your doubts and everything that you might think that you can't succeed in when it comes to love. And this guy is just big and he's frightening, you know, and the devil is in the details. It's what we let go of. It's, you know, it's watching that purification. It's letting our heart be purified by everything that we've gone through, is what these cards have said inside of all of this. So your energy doesn't get old. It might be tested. So just like the Judgment card, which just came up for the Aries people, this is all of our fears. So sometimes we really got to get over ourselves, right? Because the goal, the aim in our depth and in our heart and the depth of our, and we need to walk through our underworld. But the aim is to, you know, ignore this and be able to walk on in strength, and the strength of our heart. And so this comes back to this strength card. This comes back to this pole star card. All right, you didn't blast away from nothing for nothing. All right, so here we have the Lovers and our power and being a bit challenged, you know, being challenged. Do we believe in that? Can we believe in it enough to get past it all, to get through, take our power over our heart? All right. Sagittarius, that's fun. So I've got 3 more cards for the partners. I do have a hot tea coming out, which is a partnership love reading. I haven't done one for a while. You know, I set up all these different teas when I started this channel, and it's been developing, and the readings have been developing. It's a bit in. I've got to get it, keep it going, keep the flow, keep the faith. All right, in partnerships, this is a healing card, believe it or not. So, Sagittarians, this is about letting go. This is about letting go of the scars of the past. This is about letting go of what you blasted away from. This is about letting go from that transition. All right, this is a Cups card, so we really are talking about our emotions. It may be that you're grieving the loss of, you know, what was and certain things that have been going on. This is also, you know, a spot where we heal and we've gone through the transitions of stuff, and it's maybe letting go of past relationships that are hindering what's going on now. It's like you can actually let go of that and move on. Okay, give me 2 more cards for Sagittarius in partnerships. 2 more cards, Sagittarius in partnerships. Ooh. 2. It's time to exploit yourself. All right, it's time to make your money, honey. All right, everybody needs to get down and get dirty and really, you know, become their queen. This is a triumph card in the stones. So this is really about exploiting yourself. Maybe you're mourning that something has gone astray and that you haven't been able to get yourself rock solid. This is really about making your diamonds. This is really about getting out there and finding the strength in what you've had got going on and healing from that. And there might be that you're a healer. It might be that you're a healer and that you need to work out how to apply what you've gone through in this healing space for people, that you can actually work with that, Sagittarius, because there's a rebirth. All right, from every death, we go from the 7, we go from the 7 to the 8. From every death, we take the bones of our old life and we put them in a pot and we boil them all up and we make that juicy soup that is us. And it's like every time we break, there's a moment that we stop and we take what we have from here. We take from our morning and what we have left and we add our heart one more time to it and we remake. And this one is about you pushing it nice and hard. So inside of your partnerships, this is actually a rebirth period inside of here. And it's about you guys putting yourself a bit to the metal and actually making your dreams come true, manifesting what you really want in reality. Making your honey so that you can put into your soup from the old bones, from the old past, and really make something nutritious that's brilliant and excellent for your lives. Thank you for still being here, Sagittarius. This has been great. This has been fun. I really hope you like it. Hit like and subscribe, and I will catch you next week for the weekly Fire Hot Tea. Ciao for now.